Uber's 2 minutes away.
Where are you guys headed?
Iceland, actually. Like filming this series called Gather. We just kind of check out different gatherings around the world. Define gathering, right? Could be 10 people, could be 100,000. This one's a music festival called Sonar.
I left my phone in the house. Got my passport, spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch. Love it.
Okay, so Iceland is basically this island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It's on this volcanic vein. It was inhabited by berserker Vikings that turned to Polish fishermen. And then in 1945, after the war, all of a sudden we were rich. You know, we made so much money off the war. As you say in Icelandic, blessa stríðið, the blessed war. We ride the wave of economic growth in the West pretty successfully, and Iceland turns into this pretty wealthy country. Iceland is magical, and there is an energy here that cannot be explained. But we don't have any elves or fairies here, you know. We have probably the most musicians that are successful per capita, I would say, in the world. I mean, they managed to get that ground traction of exposure because of the tight-knit community and the events that are hosted here. It's a small country, so.
Right, we just landed in the capital of Iceland, Reykjavik. We're gonna meet up with our boy Bjarki, who is leading the underground electronic music scene down here in Iceland. He's doing a live show here at Lucky Records, which is actually the largest record store in Iceland. Has a huge selection of local artists on tap, huge vinyl selection. I picked up a local paper here on the side of the street, and it's Bjarki himself.
Music in the purest form, you don't have any boundaries. You're free to do whatever. Free to be yourself. We are releasing music that is weird. It's just like also that we can reach into people that are weird, maybe more like us, you know? And that is the beauty about it.
We loved this music as kids. Nobody understood us.
We were bullied by listening to.
We were bullied. I was taking to the
head.
headmaster. Like he was like, "Are you taking heroin?" I was like, "No, I'm not taking heroin." And they were like, "No, you're a heroin junkie." And I was like, "I'm 12."
Hi there, I'm Þórður Ingi Jónsson, also known as Lord Pusswhip from Reykjavik, Iceland. Let's get it. I was like a little punk rocker when I was like 11, 12 years old. I've been rapping with my friends in the neighborhood since like after I moved back from Cali. Oakland Hills kind of, a little bit outside of San Fran. When I came back, like this kid was in America. That's so cool. It's so much easier, honestly, to get ahead here when you're doing specific stuff like this.
We finally left Reykjavik for a little bit, checking out Lord Pusswhip's house. It's definitely a little rural, not too sure how to pronounce the town. Lord Pusswhip's mother is a pretty well-known sculptor in Iceland. We're gonna check out the house, check out some of the artwork.
My name is Steinunn Þórarinsdóttir, and I'm a sculptor and have been for 40 years. Come from Iceland, but studied in England and Italy. And I've been doing this for a long time. Since I came back, Iceland isn't as isolated as it used to be, like artistically. For example, in the music scene, in the art scene in general, I think it's becoming like a boiling pot of many different influences. And that's because of all the visitors, for sure. But also the thing with Icelanders is that many Icelanders go abroad for studying and so on. But most Icelanders also come back. We sometimes say that we are a little bit like migrating birds in that you leave, but then you come back. These people have been bringing in new influences, new experiences.
Tell a boy they no looking at me. Me ain't now a murder case. Better you swallow them words.
Alright,
doing a little road trip outside of Reykjavik, like an hour and a half out. We check out a pretty cool waterfall. Not too sure how to pronounce the name. It's like Gulfer Green, Gulfer Line, Gulfer something. Not the most ideal driving conditions. Pretty wet, pretty cold, super snowy. A little tired, a little jet lag.
Them are so pussy. Rosalia the woman, me knife certified to my shop, main organ. Mentally crazy. Mentally crazy.
All the way up there.
Met up with Bjarki. He wanted to take us out to like one of his favorite caves where he plays quite a bit with his friends. So I don't know, get the firewood, light a fire, check it out.
And don't throw any trash. You know.
Yeah. Oop, well.
It looks like there is water. It takes time to kind of understand what it is that you are looking for in music. Does it have to have melodies? Does it have to have melodies?
Does it have to have melodies?
Velkomin að Sonar.
At this very moment in time, I helped to run Falk Records. Falk means Fuck Art Let's Kill.
Fuck art, let's kill.
We release all sorts of weird music. We invite artists to come and play in Iceland, artists that are doing stuff that is not happening in this country right now.
What's the motive behind that one?
Because we're fucking idiots.
So just got to Bjarki's sound setup, main stage. We were here last night, got pretty wild. As you can see, I'm a little kind of moving slow this morning, but it was totally worth it. So I'm pretty excited about tonight.
Being a DJ is probably similar thousands of years ago, or hundred thousands of years ago, when we were just dancing in front of the fire. And there was always this leader playing music, banging the drums for a couple of days. There was always this somebody who controls the rhythm and leads the pack. Being a DJ is a little bit of that feeling. You're their leader.
Every location has its own sound, and it's like Iceland isn't different in that way. We are a very young society. 60 years ago, we were living in turf huts. All these nations that you are talking about are nations who have been huge societies of millions of people for thousands of years. I mean, I don't want to say that we are feral, but it's the first word that comes to mind.
Yeah, it's Big Baby Push. If you've been showing me love from day one, that's dope. If you just heard about me, that's cool.
Thing 1, thing 2, should we go?
Okay, let's go. Get the fuck out.
So delicious.
just a festival, it's an experience, which is cool, but it is fucking dirty.
The music scene in Iceland, it's as great as people say, but it's as shit as everywhere else.
Because we are so few, we are only 300,000 people. Everyone feels that maybe they can make a difference.
At least leave something behind in people's minds.
There's always this drive to, we take something new, but we make it our own. And I feel like it translates into our music. There's a very unique sound here.
Icelanders hear music from abroad and they misinterpret it in a beautiful way.
The stuff that is really good here is on a par with anything out there. It really is.
All these bands have managed to make a living and get an eye on the international stage from this tiny, tiny country that's like a small town in other countries. Maybe it's that, or maybe it's just because we're an island in the Atlantic and there's nothing to do but drink, fucking make art. Well, that's just my theory.